So now we want to look at a relationship, and they want us to write the function. Okay, so in this first one it says express the relationship, and they give us an equation, and they want us to express it as a function, p equals f of n. So in other words, you want to get p by itself. Okay, so subtract, let me write it out. 2n plus 6p equals 12. Subtract the 2n. Let's write it like that. Divide everything by 6. This is one way to write it, kind of in that slope-intercept form. You don't necessarily have to do it that way, but I would. Okay, so I get negative 1/3 n plus 2. Okay, great. Now I have p all by itself. I will replace p with the f of n notation. So the function, in terms of n, is equal to negative 1/3 n plus 2. Now we've expressed it as a function. Okay? So you just kind of have to know which variable is the input and which one's the output. Okay. This next example says, does the function, oh, they shouldn't say function. I bet it doesn't say that. I don't know if I typed that from the book. Does the relation represent a function? This should say relation. So it might be a typo in the book. I'll have to look. But does that represent a function with x as input and y as output? If so, express the relationship as a function. In other words, they want you to get y by itself. So you have x squared plus y squared equals 1. Okay, that's going to be y squared equals, you can put negative x squared plus 1. I mean, that's what I would do. And then how are you going to get y by itself? Well, you have to take the square root of both sides. But remember, when you take the square root of both sides, you have to put in the plus or minus. So now I get y equals plus or minus the square root of negative x squared plus 1. Okay, so we've gotten y by itself, and you might be thinking, great, I'm going to put in the f of x. No, because this is not a function. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're putting in outputs, you're always, except for, one time if you put in 1, but all the other numbers, you're going to get 2 outputs, a plus and a minus. So if you put in like 4, like say you wanted to put 4 in for x, let x equal 4, you're going to get y equals plus or minus the opposite of 4 squared plus 1. So you get y equals plus or minus negative 16 plus 1, which is going to be the square root of negative 15. But see how you're getting 2 choices, the plus case and the minus case. That means you're getting y equals negative I square root 15 and positive I square root 15. See, that's not going to be a function because you're going to 2 different places. And I don't think 4 was my best choice, but that's what I had. Okay, I did mention if you put in 1, you get 0 inside, so you do only get 1 choice, but you can't have it ever be 2 choices. Okay, because then that's not a function. So it's not a function because of the plus or minus. Okay, this is actually a circle.